Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Peace and blessings be with you, inshallah. Today is just a follow-up of my last video regarding of what's really happening with Israel and Hamas. What you saw there is basically the truth. Qatar was among a handful of Arab Muslim countries that gave Trump trillions of dollars at the beginning of his presidency this term around. With that money, almost immediately, Trump gave it away to Israel so they can continue the genocide in Palestine, in Gaza, so they can, with that same money, attack Qatar now. So there's the irony, there's the betrayal right there. But then again, that's why you don't make a deal with Satan, Shaitan. Because when you make a deal with Satan, with Shaitan, it's over. It might seem great. Satan's going to promise you, Shaitan's going to promise you. And at the end, he will say, I disassociate myself from you. I have nothing to do, just like it happened here. Why is Hamas in Qatar?
You have a Hamas office here. Mm-hmm. What is that?
We have to go back to the root of this office. Like why it's here in the first place. And Hamas office, when it was opened here in the first place, it was a request from the US. And
the U.S. asked you to put a Hamas office here?
They have asked us to open the channels with them and to have an established communication channel with the same case what was applied to Taliban.
So there you heard it from the Prime Minister of Qatar himself. The United States requested, mandated, ordered that the Hamas office should be opened in Qatar. And this is a very important piece of information because that proves what I've said now for ever since this October 7th, caused by the U.S. and Israel happened. So let's put everything into conclusion of how it went down. The United States and Israel needed a justification to go into Gaza and the rest of Palestine to finish off their genocide and kick people out, kill the rest. So what did they need to do? They needed to blame somebody from Palestine, but you can't do it. So what do you resort to? You create your own quote-unquote Palestinian Islamic militant terrorist group, and they did. And they called it Hamas, which in Hebrew means wars, W-A-R-S. It doesn't tell you the truth, nothing will. And so, but you're not going to put them in Palestine because then they might, somebody's going to like there and say, these guys have nothing to do with us. What are you looking at us for? So instead, they placed them in the office that you heard that it was by force mandated to be open in Qatar. And so when Israel and the U.S. killed their own 1,000 Israelis and Americans and took 20 hostages, whatever, then they called Al Jazeera, that's also located in Qatar, and said, okay, show Hamas and tell them to admit that they did it. They did that, and they bought themselves a justification for the genocide that we've been witnessing for the last 2 years. Thanks to the United States and thanks to the Israelis. So that is the plain truth. There's no denying it. There's no going around it. Now, as of today, they have tried to go around the truth. I guess they reckoned what's going to happen when people ask us, why is Hamas in Qatar? I guess they didn't think that before. It shows weakness in the mind. And as of today, this is what I saw trying to justify or trying to proactively prevent people from asking, why was Hamas in Qatar to begin with that you had to shoot a missile hundreds of miles away instead of, I thought they were hiding in Palestine. That's what you told us the entire time. So this is their attempt to a cover-up of their blatant, obvious lies. Granted, this is just one independent journalist, but I did see the same claim twice on two different channels of television, Western corrupt fake news media, and that is that Israel targeted a building where, and they said in the news actually that it was Hamas negotiators, and here it says Palestinian negotiators. Negotiators of what, I wonder? What's the only thing they want to negotiate that Israel supposedly, allegedly wants to negotiate? The release of their hostages. Now, you tell me, what sense does it make for Israel to target the building where the negotiating of their hostages, which is what they've been dying for, supposedly, allegedly, for the last 2 years? What sense does that make? Perhaps the hostages are there with the negotiators and they've killed their hostages by being stupid. Does that make any sense to you? Absolutely not. We know they're stupid, but they're not going to be that stupid. Peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Their violence among themselves is severe. You think they are together, but their hearts are diverse. That is because they are a people who do not reason.